was a good practice.
If you had to pinpoint a strength of Texas' offense, what would it be?
Oh, I think speed. They got a lot of weapons in the backfield. They got a good quarterback, great speed at the wide receivers. I think you got to match their speed.
You must feel pretty comfortable that your secondary can do that, the way they play so far.
Yeah, but we haven't faced anybody like that. I mean, we've faced good receivers. I don't know we've faced as many as they can put out there. They do a good job protecting them, and quarterback makes good decisions. This should be a good challenge for our secondary, there's no question.
Yeah, what do you make of their quarterback? What do you make of their quarterback? Obviously, he's a young guy, but he has some big game experience.
Yeah, big game experience. You just watch him. He's very efficient. He makes good decisions. Doesn't throw a lot of bad balls. Doesn't get rattled under pressure. He's a good quarterback. He's gonna be a good quarterback for them for quite some time.
Just coming from what McCoy did last year, or with that team, and now you have Gilbert, an inexperienced guy. What do you think you can get off of him being more experienced than McCoy was?
Well, I don't know about that. I think he runs this offense very efficiently. He's a different style of quarterback. They use McCoy to run more. Although, that's something you got to keep preparing for, because he can obviously run the ball. You can see it on film over and over again. So, you got to continue to work the quarterback aspect of the run game that we saw last year, even though you haven't seen it yet this year to date.
With as noisy as it's going to be in Memorial Stadium, how comfortable are you guys now working with that loud noise, I guess?
I don't know. It makes it harder. I mean, I always thought it's easier for a defensive team to play on the road. It's tougher for an offensive team, obviously, to play on the road. So the noise will affect the Texas offense, you hope, somewhat. They'll probably have to use silent counts and whatnot, and we're just going to have to use hand signals and be loud with our communication too, because in each of the home games we've had this year, we've had mistakes based on miscommunications during crowd noise, and so we've got to learn to deal with that better as a defense.
Because their power running offense, that's something they kind of implemented this year. What's the hallmark of that for them?
I think more under center run game. It's still a one-back run game, but they're under center more, and it's more of a downhill-oriented running attack. So.
How's Will Compton done the last couple of days, getting back to practice?
He was a little sore yesterday, much more bounce in his step today, and he finished practice today. So I think he's over that hurdle. I think he feels pretty good.
What did you see from him just trying to bounce back from that? Sometimes when it's taken away from a guy, they realize how much they missed it.
He's always been a hungry player. Works his tail off on it. I don't know that he's working any harder now than before he got hurt. He was always that kind of guy.
Can you put him and David on the field at the same time? Is that something that you guys can think about doing, or are they more interchangeable?
In the one linebacker sets, they would be interchangeable. Against bigger personnel, they'll be on the field at the same time. So that'll be good for Will, good for Levante as well.
Has David's progress kind of allowed you to bring back Will maybe a little bit more, slowly? Because David has played well enough to kind of stick in there.
No, I think actually we're not bringing Will back. I mean, it's the doctors and the trainers making that call day by day. So that really hasn't played into when Will's gotten back at all.
How much hungry is a team like Texas coming off 2 losses here, coming in here to face you guys?
Again, I probably not any hungrier than they would be if they were undefeated. But a team like Texas is very proud. Great tradition, and an awfully good football team, and probably, with a bye week to prepare, I'm sure they got back to basics and addressed some of the areas where they've made mistakes. That's what I would do if I was in Coach Brown's shoes. So I think they'll be well schooled up. I think they'll be hungry. I think they always play hard, and this is a big game for them. It's a big game for us, and it's just a good matchup, Nebraska-Texas, and I think both teams will come out ready to play.
Coach, Alonzo Whaley, how has he progressed this season with the playing time he's gotten with those injuries? What have you seen out of him from West Kentucky to Kansas State?
I think he's made huge strides, and I really liked the way he played against Kansas State, and I was very proud of him that night, how he communicated, kind of took over the defense, and did a great job in that ballgame.
How do you see his playing time being affected now with Will Compton getting over his injury?
We're just going to have to see that. That battle will continue every day. We'll just have to see how that plays out.
Are you more comfortable having him in there now, though, that he's had the chance to play with the ones?
Much more comfortable. We know he can do the job.